all-time Madden 18 franchise mode. And last week was pretty exciting. We got a lot of stuff done and moved on to the second week of the NFL football season. And, well, I gotta say that it's been a pretty crazy ride to this point. Let's just check out the scores of the games that we did not play last week. So we started off with the New England Patriots defeating the Kansas City Chiefs 42-38. The Buffalo Bills knocking off the New York Jets 31-24. Chicago beating Atlanta 24-9. We saw Cincinnati knock off the Baltimore Ravens 27-21. That's a surprise right there. I mean, the all-time Ravens defense is pretty impressive. The Cleveland Browns barely unable to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. Of course, their all-time team a lot better than their current team. So maybe perhaps the Browns won't suck. Then we have the Arizona Cardinals beating the Detroit Lions 31-10. The Jaguars destroy Houston. Those two teams don't really have much going for them in terms of good players. We also saw the Miami Dolphins slide by that very good Tampa Bay defense as the Buccaneers unable to get the job done. The Raiders knock off the Tennessee Titans 31-22. Philadelphia and the Eagles knock off Washington Redskins 38-35. Another close game. The LA Rams stunned the Colts. That is a very good offense right there. I'm impressed that the LA Rams were able to win it. Of course, we played this one, the Packers beating the Seattle Seahawks 34-29. If you missed that game, I'd highly recommend you go check it out. It was a very, very good and exciting football game. Carolina stuns the 49ers. Wow, Joe Montana and Jerry Rice were no match for the Carolina Panthers. They win at 41-7. Where the hell did that come from? I don't know. We also played this game. Obviously, the Dallas Cowboys knocking off the New York Giants 45-21. That game was not nearly as exciting. We saw this game. This one was really close, 26-23. The Vikings ended up winning in a surprise for the Saints to actually compete with that horrid defense that they have. And then, of course, the Denver Broncos, John Elway, just too much for Phillip Rivers and the Chargers as they win at 38-23. As for this week, well, there are a lot of very good games. We're going to try not to watch any of the games from the 6 teams that we watched last week. So I think we're going to kick things off with the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns game. A very good Baltimore Ravens team against the Cleveland Browns. Particular games this week or any upcoming weeks, make sure to comment in the comment section down below, or I will not know that you want to watch these games. So we're going to go and we're going to do that. So we'll just click on the Brownies here real quick, and we'll check out to see what this game has in store for us. It should be a pretty interesting game. Both teams, of course, starting off the season 0-1, losing to the respective division opponents. As you can see, the Ravens sitting at 92 overall as a team, the Browns 86 overall as a team. Okay, good. The playbooks are all normal, and we are going to get into this game. So if you're hyped, ready, and excited to watch this, these two great all-time teams play each other, make sure to click that thumbs up button and subscribe for future content. We've got some exciting stuff coming your way, including Week 15 NFL predictions later on today. We also will do the second video of the highly anticipated Bowl Mania predictions. That'll come out also hopefully within the next hour or so. My ability to upload is very slow. So we'll have to see how this game turns out, because, you know, obviously the Browns have some great players. You know, they were, believe it or not, once a very good team, but not so much anymore. And we'll have to see if they can beat the all-time Ravens team, 2-time Super Bowl champions. As you can see, so far the offensive team stats for both teams. The Ravens offense is pretty terrible, to be honest with you. They don't really have any wide receivers that only played in Baltimore or that played even most of their career in Baltimore. But as you can see, we are in Baltimore for this game, so this is going to be a big-time game for the Baltimore Ravens. They at least have home field advantage, but the Browns team definitely holds a slight edge on the offensive side of the football and the defensive side of the football. Meanwhile, the Ravens definitely have a better defense, but their offense is highly lacking in a lot of areas. So it should be interesting to see, which of these aspects of the game prevails, and that'll actually help, win this team a football game. But it looks like the Ravens are going to start off the game receiving the football. So that should be interesting, to say the least. We'll have to see what this Ravens offense has in store. You know what? Before we get started, actually, let me double check the depth chart as we check out both of these teams. So as you can see, Otto Graham is going to start at quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. I know he's the punter, but he also played quarterback when he was in Cleveland. Frank Ryan is up there on the list as well as Bernie Kosar, which are two very, very good quarterbacks in Browns history. But Otto Graham's going to start there. And then we've got Jim Brown at running back, 99 overall, looking pretty solid. We got Leroy Kelly at that second running back slot, pretty good. Greg Pruitt and Duke Johnson is there. He probably won't get very many touches, but he's there at 78. Marion Motley, a great fullback for this team, 99 overall at that position. Then you've got some pretty mediocre wide receivers. Paul Warfield at 85, Dante Lavelli at 82. Braylon Edwards, remember when that guy was good? Me neither, but there he is. And then there's Josh Gordon sitting at the bottom of the list. Of course, he maybe one day will be up higher on the list, but not yet. Ozzie Newsome, the tight end, looking pretty good at that position. Then we got, of course, 99 overall Joe Thomas, the best left tackle, best offensive lineman probably for the Browns. Gene Hickerson at right guard. Frank Gatsky, 88 overall center. John Greco, 80 overall right guard, not too shabby there. Dick Schwarfroth, 93 overall at right tackle, not too bad there. Defense could definitely use some work. So we got Emmanuel Ogba at left end, a dismal 76 rating. Myles Garrett, 77, might be even a little bit too nice of a rating for him, but we'll keep him there. Defensive tackle Walter Johnson at 89, and then Michael Dean Perry at 86. Pretty good defensive tackle front here. And we've got Clay Matthews Jr., Clay Matthews' dad, of course. He's pretty freaking good for the Cleveland Browns. And then no middle linebackers, because the Cleveland Browns, if you want to tell me a middle linebacker that was really good for the Cleveland Browns, I'll listen to you, but there isn't really one. And then Cameron Wimbley, again, maybe. Then we got Hanford Dixon, Clarence Scott, Joe Hayden, pretty decent cornerback core. I know Joe Hayden no longer plays there, but he spent most of his career in Cleveland, so we'll put him on the Browns all-time team for the time being. Thom Darden at free safety, and then we got Jabril Peppers at strong safety, who's actually a rookie. And then we got the Ravens. So we've got Joe Flacco at 91 overall, based on, what the site I researched all of this on basically told me. And then there's Kyle Baller, who once was a quarterback for the Ravens. It's true. Ray Rice sitting at that 86 overall over Jamal Lewis, who's 84. Then we've got Juice, Kyle Juszczyk, 91 overall fullback, not too bad. Wide receivers, though, pretty terrible, to be honest with you. They just really don't have a whole hell of a lot there. The Ravens just really don't have a lot of wide receivers in their history that have played specifically for their team. Meanwhile, Todd Heap at tight end, not too shabby there, 92 overall. Then we've got Jonathan Ogden, Nico Saragusa, not too great left guard there, though. Jeremy Zutta at center, and then Marshall Yonda, fantastic right guard. And then we got Ronnie Stanley at left tackle, or right tackle, my apologies. Michael Pierce at defensive end, and Chris Wormley at defensive end as well. Halogi Nada at defensive tackle, a pretty solid player there. Not so much in terms of the left outside linebackers, but there's, of course, Ray Lewis and C.J. Mosley. Not too bad. And then you've got Terrell Suggs at right outside linebacker. And then, of course, you've got pretty solid cornerback core for the Ravens. Ed Reed at free safety and Tony Jefferson at strong safety. That'll pretty much put everything into perspective here as we get ready for this football game. The all-time teams are set in stone here as the Cleveland Browns kick this game off, and it's been a pretty exciting franchise mode to this point as we saw those first 3 games, and now we're going to get to see these 2 teams play off each other. So I mean, it's going to be very interesting to say the least, as here comes the man himself, Joe Flacco, 229 yards, 0 touchdowns, and a pick in his last game. Definitely could be a little bit better, to say the least, as, well, this Ravens offense is going to have to pull something out of their ass, because it's not looking too good based on overall standpoint. And, man, a sack off the bat. Ogba just demolishes him. Not even any trouble coming off that defensive end position, and he just absolutely annihilates him. Not even, and there was no resistance by the offensive line. And there's the shotgun handoff to Ray Rice, who takes it for a -1 yards. They'll be back at the line of scrimmage to the 21. So it'll be 3rd down and 18 now for the Ravens offense, and not a very good position, to say the least, for the Ravens offense as they start off in shotgun, single backfield. Joe Flacco steps back to the 10, looking to throw the ball. He's got some time, and he takes too long. Myles Garrett with half a sack there, and it'll be 4th and 28 as the Cleveland defense just annihilates the offensive line, and not even a single problem on that one, as now Koch just kicks the ball off on the nice punt, and it's returned to about the 28-yard line. So not a very good possession for the Ravens, but their strong suit is their defense, as Otto Graham coming out there. He will never have any season stats, but he's the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, probably the best quarterback they've had in team history, to say the least. As they line up in the I formation, looks like they're going to try and run the ball on this very good Ravens defense. And the Ravens having no problem, as T. Sizzle out of Ball So Hard University with the tackle there. And let's check out this Browns team once more. They're looking pretty good on that offense. Jim Brown, Paul Warfield, Ozzie Newsome looking very good, as the Ravens defense looking to try and get something going here. Maybe give the ball back to their offense. And there's a handoff to Jim Brown, who makes a juke move, and he takes it upfield, and he's out of bounds, 2 yards shy of the sticks. And 3 yards shy of the sticks. So it'll be a 3rd down and 3 here for the Cleveland Browns, as, well, I got to say that the Browns really want to win this game, and perhaps they can. They certainly have the players to do so. Otto Graham stepping back, throws it over the middle, and he's got it to Lavelli, and he takes it upfield down to about the 38-yard line for a 1st down. So 26 yards on the pass play. That is a huge, huge 1st down. And I got to say that the Ravens' pass defense, not exactly their strong suit, at least for the all-time team. And there's a nice run play, and Jim Brown gets taken down by Terrell Suggs. And let's take a look at that really powerful Ravens defense. Michael Pierce, Logie Nada, Chris Wormley. Then we've got, of course, Ray Lewis, C.J. Mosley, T. Sizzle, Tyus Bowser. And then there's that secondary, Ed Reed, Tony Jefferson, Chris McAllister, and Jimmy Smith. Really solid lineup here for the Baltimore Ravens. And, you know, it's going to be hard to move the football, but the Browns have been able to do it effectively so far. And there's a run by Leroy Kelly, who takes it for a yard, if that, to 3rd and 5. So not a very good start here for the Ravens. Backed up into their own territory, and now Otto Graham steps back. He tucks it over to Warfield, and he's got it to the 22-yard line. And it'll be a first down for the Cleveland Browns. Man, for Cleveland fans, it must be nice to watch the old-time team just play football effectively, only barely losing to the Steelers last week, and now knocking on the door of the red zone here, and Njoku with the nice catch down to about the 16-yard line for about 5 yards. And as for the Ravens, I mean, it's been kind of an up and down franchise for them. They've had some good seasons, they've had some bad seasons, but it's just been kind of on a fluctuating. It's just been kind of fluctuating, to say the least. Jim Brown with the reception for 0 yards here. Chris McAllister on the tackle. And the Browns, man, in real life, 0-13. They were once a good team that can win NFL championships. Just what happened that sunk them into oblivion? It's crazy to believe that this team has been so bad for so long. And there's a handoff to Jim Brown up to about the 9-yard line. And it'll be 2nd down and goal. Not much going for this defense right now, but they are a very good red zone defense. So they should be able to at least play some solid defense and keep them out of the end zone. As that'll bring up 3rd down and goal, a gain of a yard for Jim Brown. He's only got 12 yards rushing on the game so far. We're halfway through officially the first quarter, and we're only on the 2nd drive of the game. Otto Graham stepping back, throws it, and he's got it. Warfield, and he's got it. Touchdown. And the back of the heels inside the end zone, and the Browns score. But hold on, there's a booth review here. Let's check this out. Yeah, he's got it. He's got it. He completed the process of the catch. Not even a problem there. And that one is indeed a touchdown. So Cleveland up early. The Ravens on their heels here, and it's 7-0. So a rare Cleveland Browns lead, but not so much in this all-time franchise mode. As Webb is going to return it from his own 5-yard line, takes it out to about the 27. It's got to be pretty cool for the Cleveland Browns to be able to get something going on the first drive, especially against the Baltimore Ravens defense. I'm more worried about whether the Ravens offense can get anything going here. Encroachment on the defense, the nose tackle jumping really early on that one, and that's going to be a nice little 5-yard pickup for the Ravens. They'll take anything that they can get right now, as they're going to have a single backfield, and they run the ball to the outside, and he takes it out to about the 1st down marker. Just going to be slightly shy here. And there's that Ravens offense we finally get to see here as we're under 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Joe Flacco now in the shotgun. And he fakes the handoff on 2nd and inches, and he throws it deep, and he's got his receiver out to about the 35-yard line. The first pass attempt and the first completion, and that'll bring up a Ravens first down. So a pretty solid start on this drive for the Baltimore Ravens. Perhaps A trip to the end zone could be forthcoming as Joe Flacco steps up. He tosses it to his tight end, Todd Heap, for a first down to about the 24-yard line. And 2 for 2 on this drive is Joe Flacco. A pretty solid start, to say the least, for the Baltimore Ravens offense. After a terrible first drive, they get things going. Ray Rice to the outside, takes it up for 5 yards. And that'll bring up a second down as we take a look at the Cleveland Browns defense. And some pretty solid players right here. They're definitely, they have some potential. I just don't know whether or not either of these teams will be able to make the playoffs. As I've said multiple times in this series, I have gone through and I've simulated several seasons before starting this franchise mode, and the Ravens usually have either the 32nd or 31st ranked offense in the league. And there's a broken tackle, and he's going to lose 2 yards, though. He tried to do too much with it, spinning around about too many times instead of just taking it straight up the field. And now in the shotgun is Joe Flacco on 3rd and 7. Trying to get into the end zone are the Ravens. Looking, and he's got some time, and he tosses it, and it's overthrown. That one intended for his tight end, at least that's what it seemed like. And the Justin Tucker, one of the best kickers in the league, even in the all-time teams, will look to kick this one through. And it's up, and it is good. So they'll be down by just 4 points. A solid second drive here for the Ravens, and they're hoping that that will be enough to put them in a good spot. And that one goes out the back of the end zone here for a touchback, as the Cleveland Browns offense looking to repeat their first drive and get just as much going as they did on the first time. And there's a handoff to Jim Brown, who gets annihilated at the line of scrimmage, just eaten alive. But for the Cleveland Browns, so far their season, at least in real life, has been a joke. I mean, 0-13. I had them winning against the Green Bay Packers, which was clearly a mistake. Deshaun Kaiser tossing the ball up there blindly and getting taken down for an interception. And there's a nice spin move, or juke move, and he's gone. Jim Brown, the Hall of Fame running back, takes it all the way to score. Touchdown, and the Cleveland Browns on the running play add to their lead, and Ray Lewis clearly not happy about that, as a breakdown in defensive coverage of the running back. Man, that is brutal. That is absolutely brutal, as the Cleveland Browns lose, Baltimore Ravens lose some momentum. There we go. Words, I can speak them. All right, so he takes it out to about the 24-yard line. And for the Ravens, man, they got to be able to regroup here. Out of all the things I was expecting, I definitely didn't expect 2 straight touchdowns for the Cleveland Browns against that powerful Ravens defense. But here we are, 14-3. And that was intercepted. And Wembley will take it inside the 15 to the 11. Wow, I mean, Cameron Wembley with the interception right there. Joe Flacco obviously throwing the ball before he actually threw the ball. That's just crazy. Oh, I mean, if you didn't see that replay right there real fast, it showed the ball coming out of his hands before he actually let go of the ball. It must have glitched out, but it's very impressive to be able to do that, to say the least. But so far, the Baltimore Ravens just, man, nothing is going right for them in this game so far. It's been absolutely horrendous to watch. And, oh man, there's a fake handoff right for the sack. Man, Michael Pierce was able to tackle the running back, stand up, and then tackle the quarterback. Like, that should not happen. You had them eat on the play fake, and then you just got destroyed. Otto Graham stepping back, and he is sacked. Oh, no, Yeah, he's sacked again. Michael Pierce with his second sack in a row. And now the Cleveland Browns will look to put him up by 2 touchdowns with a field goal. Lou Groza, one of the best, if not the best, kicker of all time, puts it right through the uprights. Of course, that argument about whether Lou Groza or Adam Vinatieri is the best kicker of all time, probably still a thing. Lou Groza is probably the best college kicker of all time. They do have the Kicker of the Year award named after him for that very reason. And that could probably still hold true to this day. And there's a nice little tackle there, as the Ravens will now have to try and get something going on offense, because they have not been able to do it so far in this one. It has been a pretty horrid start for them. And now they run the football, and a great start by the offensive line, but he takes it too far to the outside, and he gets tackled. Man, not a very good or smart decision by Ray Rice there. He should have just tried to cut it back inside where the defensive lineman had been just annihilated by pancake blocks. Joe Flacco stepping back on 2nd and 5, throwing, and he's got Todd Heap, and he's got him, and he's going inside the 30 to the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown, and the Ravens are back in this game. That is a huge pitch and catch to the tight end as Todd Heap and this Ravens offense surviving. And with 52 seconds to go in the first quarter, I don't think anyone imagined an offensive football game like this. 17-10, the Browns in front by a touchdown. And another terrific kick, but they're going to take it out of the back of the end zone, and he takes it up to about the 22-yard line. That seemed a bit favorable, but about the 22-yard line for a first down. So just like that, the Baltimore Ravens are back in this game. They might not, have the lead or anything, but if their defense can pull away like they did in the last drive and hold them to just a field goal, the Ravens could come back and make something happen. But Jim Brown over 100 rushing yards in this game so far, and we are not even done the first quarter yet. That is not good for the Ravens defense. 100 yards rushing in the first quarter, and he's on pace for 400 yards. And nailed as he throws. That one was tipped, and it almost looked like it could have been caught by the receiver, but he's unable to get anything going there, as that'll bring up 2nd and 10. 14 seconds need to tick off the clock for the first quarter to end. Otto Graham lined up in the eye. There's a handoff, and he gets destroyed at the line of scrimmage. And it takes a 2-yard loss here, and that should end the first quarter. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And the first quarter comes to a close here in this one. An exciting first quarter. The Ravens looked like they were going to get blown out, but it is 17-10. And what I didn't think was going to be an offensive football game, well, it is. Perhaps a more defensive second quarter? We'll have to see. Otto Graham setting up in the shotgun, looking to throw the football. He's got some time. He throws it out to the wide receiver, Braylon Edwards, who hauls it in, but no real progress towards the first down marker, and they'll have to punt. So the first punt of the game, second punt of the game. My apologies. Ravens did punt. And there's Otto Graham himself, the quarterback, kicking it out the back of the end zone by about, 10 yards. Annihilated that football, and the Ravens will have the ball at the 20-yard line. I gotta say, it's been a crazy game here as Joe Flacco steps back. He runs the football up the middle, and Ray Rice takes it for about 7 yards. A pretty solid run there. That puts him at 19 rushing yards. I think that if Baltimore wants to win the game, they're going to have to run the ball a lot more effectively. And now here comes Joe Flacco, who hands the ball off again, and this one only 2 yards, and he'll be just a yard shy of the sticks here on 3rd and 1. Still anyone's game. The question is, will they be able to get it done? And he takes it, and he passes the first down marker, and a solid gain there, and that's enough for the first down, and they'll take that every time. And stepping back is Flacco, tossing it out to Todd Heap, and he gets it for about 4 yards, and it'll be about 2nd and 6 now. And here comes an audible by Joe Flacco, and they'll run the football, and he gets stood up at the line. Ray Rice, nothing going there, and it'll be 3rd down and 7, a loss of yards on that one. And here comes Joe Flacco. He steps back in the pocket. He finds a man, and it's intercepted by Clay Matthews. And he'll take it to about the 36, 37-yard line. And that's Joe Flacco's 2nd interception of the game. Clay Matthews coming up huge on that one as Otto Graham and the Cleveland Browns have great field position. And Jim Brown takes it up the gut, breaks a tackle, and he is finally taken out at the 18-yard line. That puts him over 120 yards rushing on the day for Jim Brown and the Brownies. And now the Browns running the football up the middle with Jim Brown. And he takes it up to about the 15-yard line for about 3 yards, and it'll be 2nd down and 7. Not the best start for this defense. I don't know what formation that was. He gets nailed, and it's fumbled, and 1st down, Baltimore. Bowser with the recovery, and man, Mario's nowhere to be seen. What a great play by Bowser. As the Ravens offense will get the ball back, both teams turning the ball over on their last 2 drives. Can Joe Flacco fix the problems that he's had? Faking the handoff here, and now stepping back, and he's got some time, and he runs out of the pocket, but he is sacked, ultimately unable to get anywhere on that one. So a pretty brutal start there, as he's unable to get the first down, unable to get any yards in general, to say the least. And now he drops back, he hands the ball off, and that's going to be ultimately no gain. Nothing really doing here. Oh my goodness, he throws it deep. And he's got it! No way! He caught the pass inside the 20. Holy shit, what a throw and what a catch. And that's something Joe Flacco's known for. Just flinging it up there, and the receiver's able to come down with it. Wow, what a play. Tosses it off to his fullback. Short gain there, but just like that, the Ravens have new life. I can't believe that he caught that pass, let alone made it that far. Wow. Well, it's now 3rd and 9. Clay Matthews on the tackle here. And now Baltimore lining up in the shotgun. Cleveland's defense needs to be ready on this play, and they're going to do a shotgun handoff on 3rd and 9, and he gets it very close to the first down marker, but not quite there. So a pretty decent play, and now they're going to kick a field goal. Justin Tucker, of course, knowing full well the implications of this as he kicks it up through the uprights, and it'll be once again a 4-point game. So pretty solid start here as the Ravens looking to try and get this going. here in week 2 of the all-time team franchise mode, and I gotta say, it's been a pretty exciting franchise mode so far. If you missed any of the 3 previous games from last week, I'd highly recommend going to check them out, because it might be just very well worth your day. Jim Brown there on the run. He doesn't really get anything going there, and one of the very few plays that he's gotten eaten up in the backfield for a 2-yard loss on this one. Pretty wild game here. Otto Graham stepping back. A nice block by Jim Brown. It's intercepted. And McAllister takes it out of bounds. And the Ravens have the football back at the 28-yard line. An interception by Otto Graham. And the Ravens get the ball back, down by just 4, already in field goal range. Flacco looking, throws it over the middle, and he's got it to Donald inside the 15 to the 12. Man, the swings of momentum in this game have been enormous. And the Ravens, right now, with all of it. Offset I formation, a run play, and it's eaten alive in the backfield. Ray Rice unable to get anything. He only has 26 rushing yards on the day. The Browns' rush defense has been impressive, to say the least. As in the offset I formation, Joe Flacco. There's a handoff to Ray Rice inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. I've got to say, I didn't expect the Ravens to step up, but they haven't allowed a single point here in the second quarter. Joe Flacco stepping back to the 22, and he's sacked. Nothing going there as Dean Perry with the sack, his first of the day, and this is going to bring up another field goal, and the fans booing as they were unable to get in the end zone to take the lead, and they're going to have to settle with being down by 1. And that's just got to feel like a defeat if you're the Ravens. You started off in beautiful field position, and you just can't get the job done. And there's a nice kick by Justin Tucker. It looks like the wind is against him right now. And oh man, what a hit. A brutal shot by the Ravens on that kickoff. And the Browns have the football back. Now they have less yards than the Ravens, sitting about 23 yards behind the Ravens in terms of total offense. There's a nice play-action fake. No one was fooled. And a sack by Bowser, who is coming up huge in this game. Man, he has been everywhere on the field. Bowser's been very impressive. I mean, when Mario's not up, Mario and Luigi are nowhere to be seen, man. Bowser is just a tank. Otto Graham looking from the 5, steps back, throws it deep after he's about to get sacked, and a nice defensive play. Outstanding coverage by the all-time great Ed Reed. Lavelli had no chance at catching that one with Ed Reed on him that tightly. And man, that was beautiful coverage by one of the best who ever played the game. Otto Graham stepping back to the 5 in the shotgun, and he gets the swim move, and he's taken down inside the 5 to the 3. Michael Pierce with his 3rd sack of the day. He has been a monster. And this second quarter has been all Baltimore. I grant you it's only been 2 field goals of scoring, but it's been all Baltimore. And this is exactly what I thought the game was going to be like from the beginning. Otto Graham got nailed on the punt. What an amazing punt. It goes inside the 10 to the 8 from the end zone. And that's why you have him as probably the best punter of all time. And he just nails that one inside the 10-yard line. The Ravens with terrible field position, and that could be the difference right there. The Ravens don't have that kind of power at punter. Ray Rice takes it up the middle for 2 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 8. And man, it's been a crazy, crazy game. No one's really been able to snag the total momentum. Last play before the 2-minute warning, Ray Rice takes it up the middle for enough to get the 1st down to the 19. And that'll be the 2-minute warning with 1:58 to go as we take a timeout here in Baltimore. 17-16 with under 2 minutes to go until the half. Man, this is the first game of week 2. Again, if you have any games you would like to see go on between these all-time teams, make sure you comment in the comment section down below for me. Let me know what you think, because that is going to be very, very important. Stepping back, Flacco over to Heap, and he gets it for a nice gain there. And that's a beautiful defensive play by the Browns, and they're going to have to hurry up to the line now. And now Flacco steps back, tosses it. He's got Matthews, and a beautiful play. And a terrific play puts the Ravens in great field position here. Flacco throws, and he's got Ray Rice. And a terrific play there. And now Joe Flacco in the shotgun, 2nd and 7, 54 seconds to go in the first half. Looking to try and take the lead before halftime. And he's got it to Walden, but he's hit hard. And the fumble was luckily recovered by the Ravens as they take a timeout. Very fortunate to hang on to the football there inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. Jabril Peppers on the hit. Joe Flacco steps back, looking, and he's sacked. Myles Garrett with a sack and a half in this game. The Ravens 2nd and 19 from the Cleveland 33-yard line. Joe Flacco steps back, looking. He's got some time, throws it into the ground. That was a horrible pass. I don't know what on earth was he thinking there. No one in the vicinity as he just tosses it into the turf. 3rd and 19, last play, possibly, before they might have to attempt a field goal. Looking, you can't afford a sack here. And he gets sacked anyway. Wembley on the sack, and they'll be down at their own 41-yard line. So here comes a punt. I mean, they'll just let it run down, and there it is. It is halftime. So a great defensive effort on their side of the field are the Browns, and they're able to get something going here, as we'll just skip the halftime show for you, and the Ravens are kicking off from the 35. Deep, and it goes out the back of the end zone for a touchback. Not even a bad play there, as the Baltimore Ravens will start off on defense. They missed a huge opportunity before halftime, and so they'll remain down by 1. Otto Graham steps back, hands the ball off to Jim Brown, who's unable to get anything going, and a terrific defensive effort in the second quarter held them to just about 20 yards rushing in that second quarter after over 100 rushing yards in the first quarter. Otto Graham in the shotgun. He steps back to about the 15, and he's running backwards, and he gets tackled at the 14. Hologi Nada on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 21. And this has been Sackfest 2017. 11 total sacks in this game, barely into the third quarter. Otto Graham stepping back, and another sack. Oh, no, wait. He steps out, and he's got a man, and it's intercepted. Oh, my God, what a tip drill. And McAllister has his 2nd interception of the game. It looked like it was going to be caught. The hit jarred it loose, and McAllister comes up with an interception. Look at this play again. Man, a nice hit. McAllister catches it off the deflection, and the tip drill comes in handy. A 3rd Cleveland turnover, and the Baltimore Ravens looking to try and not make the same mistakes they did last time. They haven't let up a single point since the first quarter, and they've gained 6. So we'll have to see if perhaps they can get something going on this possession. It has been absolutely crazy in this game so far. And now Flacco handing the ball off to Ray Rice, who doesn't really get anywhere, about a yard on that one, as it'll be 3rd down and 11. And now here comes Joe Flacco in the shotgun. Calling an audible, stepping back, looking, tossing it, and Walden catches it at the 11-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down and 4. And the Ravens, though, could take the lead with field goal kicking contests. This will be their 4th field goal of the game, if he can make it. And he puts it through the uprights, and it'll be 19-17. Justin Tucker, so far the MVP of the Ravens in this game so far, as the Ravens take their first lead of the afternoon. After a brutal beatdown in the first quarter, Cleveland has been able to do nothing. 0 points, barely any offense, and 3 turnovers. Otto Graham from the 20 in the shotgun. And he fakes the handoff here. Looking, he's got plenty of time, or not. As soon as I say that, Michael Pierce gets his 4th sack of the game, his 5th of the season, and it's only week 2. Unbelievable effort by the Baltimore Ravens, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 19. 11:30 to go here in the 3rd quarter. The Ravens up by 2. Tossing it to Lavelli. And he takes it past the 30-yard line, and that'll bring up 3rd and 5. It's been a difficult game for Cleveland, but that play puts him in a manageable 3rd down position. Otto Graham stepping back, throwing it, and he's nailed. What a defensive effort, as Motley unable to haul that ball in. And that'll bring up another Cleveland punting situation, as the Ravens back deep, ready to return the kick. Otto Graham punts it deep. And there's a return there, a nice broken tackle, but that'll only get him about another yard, down to the 16-yard line. Just under 11 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter, and the Ravens have a 2-point lead and the football. Looking to try to add to it on this drive. Joe Flacco fakes the handoff, looking deep. And he steps back, and he's got a man, and he's got it to the outside to the 34-yard line. That is a nice pickup of 18 on the reception. Cleveland, though, is going to challenge the ruling on the field, which was a catch. And we can't really see from that angle, maybe. That cuts off his feet. That does absolutely nothing for me. How on earth can you possibly tell from that? No conclusive evidence, and so that'll be a catch. Right? 1st down and 10, sure. We'll just say that's what it is. At least from those 2 camera angles, you really couldn't tell anything. Joe Flacco in the I formation hands the football off to Ray Rice, who takes it up the middle to about the 40-yard line for 6 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and a short 5. A short 5. And now single backfield. Cleveland been unable to throw the ball with any ability, but on the flip side, Baltimore has been able to throw the ball at will. Joe Flacco had a 80-yard pass, just blindly throwing it up to his receiver, who somehow made the catch earlier. Single backfield, Joe Flacco looking, he hands the ball off, and nice run there up the gut to about midfield, just shy of midfield, are the Ravens, and a good drive here for Baltimore. You've got to be very impressed with the way that Baltimore's been able to move the ball. Their offense not exactly known for that. Ray Rice gets annihilated 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, as Dean Perry with the tackle, his 3rd of the game. And it's been absolutely ridiculous. That Cleveland Browns pass rush and run defense has been insane. But it's just not been enough so far in this game. 3rd down and 13 to go, as Cameron Wembley on the tackle. That's his 5th of the game. As here comes Joe Flacco in the shotgun. Steps back looking. And he's sacked. So Myles Garrett, 2.5 sacks in this game, bring up 4th and 18. So left of the quarter, still left to play. And it's blocked. They blocked the punt. And Carter takes it all the way to score. My apologies. I was so freaking crazy that I knocked the microphone out of the thing. But man, oh man, the Browns blocking the punt takes it all the way to score. And the Browns, just like that, take the lead. Hey, if you can't do anything on offense, well, your defense and special teams are going to have to step up that much more. And right now, the Browns have it. The extra point through the uprights by Lou Groza, and the score 24-19. The Browns taking the lead by 5. And now here comes the Ravens, looking to go deep into the on the return, and he takes it out to about the 30-yard line. Not a bad return by any means. As the Ravens step up, single backfield. Joe Flacco handing the football off to Ray Rice on a nice play to the outside, breaks a tackle, and he's out for about 6 yards. And what looked like only about a 2-3 yard play goes for 6. So an excellent play there by Ray Rice. Joe Flacco setting up here in the shotgun. He's standing at the 30-yard line. Making an audible here, and there's a shotgun handoff for a first down. And he passes the 40 to about the 44-yard line, as the Ravens looking to try and get out of their own territory on this drive. Probably try and make something happen here as Clay Matthews Jr. on the tackle. And there's an audible by Flacco looking. He's got Gilmore, and he's out to the 50-yard line at midfield. A pretty impressive play there for the Ravens. Baltimore single backfield. And he hands the ball off. Ray Rice taking it past the 40, or past midfield to the 46-yard line. My apologies. And now in the I formation come the Ravens. First down and 10, needs to get to about the 36-yard line. There's a play action fake. Good protection for a second, but excellent coverage downfield is enough for the sack, as Dean Perry with another sack. That'll leave up 2nd and 18 back in their own territory now. And there was a nice spin move. I thought it was down for a second, but Ray Rice finally passing 80 yards on the game on that one, and that'll bring up a reasonable 3rd and 7, much more so than 3rd and 18, to say the least. As Joe Flacco now back in Cleveland territory, stepping back, needs to try and get the play off, and he gets it to his receiver for a first down, and that's a huge first down as Joe Flacco nearing the 300-yard mark, as the Ravens offense looks to actually start playing football. And now Flacco looking, almost intercepted, and it is Clay Matthews Jr. with his 2nd interception of the game. It's tipped at first, but he comes down with it, and the Browns force their 4th turnover, the Ravens' 4th turnover of the game. Offset eye for Cleveland. They haven't scored an offensive touchdown since the first quarter. And Jim Brown almost made it happen right there as he takes it to the 44-yard line. Under 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. It's been a crazy game, to say the least, as the Cleveland Browns, stepping back, fakes the handoff. And he tosses it to Jim Brown, who takes it just past the 45 to the 46-yard line. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 8, only 2 yards on the pass play. He's in this game. Absolutely crazy, to say the least. And then Brown takes it, unable to really get anywhere, a yard on that one. As the Cleveland Browns standing at the 47-yard line, Otto Graham empty, throws it deep, and he's got a man, and it's incomplete. 3 Ravens defenders make sure that that one doesn't end up in Cleveland's hands. And that'll force a punt as Otto Graham, the punter and quarterback of this team, looks to try and pin them deep. And that was almost bad. He mishandled the snap. And that one will go out of bounds at the 33-yard line. So a huge mistake by the Hall of Fame punter. And that's going to put Baltimore in decent field position. A minute 18 still to tick off in the third quarter. Single backfield. Fake, and a nice play to Ray Rice, who spins it, and he takes it up for about 6 yards. And that'll bring up a second down. A huge play there for the Ravens, as that'll bring up a much more manageable second down situation. And now stepping back is Flacco, tossing it to Walden, and he gets it just shy of the first down marker. So a big-time play there, as the Ravens looking with a single backfield. And they step back, looking, time, throws, and oh man, almost caught, but he drops it at the last second. And that's going to bring up 4th down and a punt. 6 seconds to tick off in the third quarter. A crazy game so far, to say the least, as the Ravens punt the football. They had one blocked earlier. This one goes way out the back of the end zone. And the third quarter comes to a close with the Cleveland Browns holding the football. 24-19. Browns with the lead. Down at the 20-yard line is Cleveland on the final quarter of play. Everyone holding up the 4 fingers, symbolizing the last quarter. And there's a run play by Jim Brown, who gets eaten alive a yard deep in the backfield. He's only got 35 yards rushing, less than 35 yards rushing since the first quarter. After such a great start, the Ravens have really silenced him, and the Browns only have 30 yards of passing offense, which means they only have 55 yards of offense since the first quarter. Cleveland's only touchdown since the first quarter came on a blocked punt return for a touchdown, and that has been the difference in this game. And Otto Graham steps back. He's got a screen, a man open, and he takes a spin move, and he's inside the 35 down to the 39-yard line. Incredible play there, as the Cleveland Browns are in good field position. 1st and 10, 13 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and a nice defensive play there, as Jim Brown unable to get anything going on that play. As the Cleveland Browns single backfield. And Kelly unable to get anything going there. He's got -1 yards rushing so far in the game, as Bowser has just been all over the place on these big plays. And that'll bring up 3rd and 13. Otto Graham has to get a lot of yards here. Looking. He's got time. There's a flag down, the first flag of the game. Braylon Edwards caught it, and he's inside the 25 or the 35 down to the 30. But a holding on the offense will bring it all the way back. 3rd down and 23 from their own 27-yard line. A brutal penalty there. That's huge. Otto Graham tosses it. Braylon Edwards had caught it for a moment, but a hit by Ed Reed was just too much, nailing him with that spear. And man, that's a better finishing move than Roman Reigns, people. As Otto Graham, the quarterback, looking to punt the football away. Less than 12 minutes to go in this one, and only 5 points separating the two teams. Otto Graham kicks it deep into the end zone for a touchback. What a kick. Man, well, I mean, this dude's in the Hall of Fame for a reason, especially as a punter. Joe Flacco from the 20-yard line, looking. And he throws it over the middle, and he's got his man, and inside the 40 to the 42-yard line. Past the 40 to the 42-yard line. So a pretty great play there for Joe Flacco in this offense. The Ravens' offense has been rolling since that first quarter. 9 unanswered points aside from the blocked punt. And Michael Dean Perry with his 2.5 sack. That's Cleveland's 9th sack of the game. And the Ravens really need to try and protect Joe Flacco if they want a chance at winning it, because he's been absolutely insane. And there's a deep pass, and it's intercepted. Dixon. And just as I say that, he proves me wrong with another pick. Dixon's first pick of the game. And the fact that I even have to specify how many picks players have just shows you how many Joe Flacco's had in this game. It's been rough. Cleveland in excellent field position, but last time they had the ball inside opponent's territory, it ended in a 3-and-out and no successful points. Baltimore's had 5 turnovers in this football game, as Otto Graham looking on a 2nd and 3 here to try and make something out of it. Less than 10 minutes to tick off the clock. And there's a nice pass over the middle. Only Otto Graham's 11th completion. That puts him over 100 yards passing in this game. Cleveland's really been relying a lot on the run game, but they haven't got almost any offensive yards since that first quarter. Baltimore shooting themselves in the foot with 5 turnovers, though. A dump off to the tight end. Ozzie Newsome takes it for about 6 yards, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and 4. 9 minutes and counting here in the fourth quarter, as the Browns taking their sweet time as they're in field goal range. Throwing it, he's got a man, and that's going to be a 1st down inside the 15. A big play there for the Cleveland Browns as Warfield's 4th reception, and he's got 35 yards total. I formation, Otto Graham stepping back with a play-action fake, going deep, and it's intercepted. And another interception by the Ravens defense. Has Justin Smith with the interception, and the Ravens are back in this game with 8:14 to play. 5 points still just separating these two teams. Stepping back is Flacco. Looking, he's got time. He's got Todd Heap past the 20 to the 22. So all of that and only 2 yards on the completion. 2nd and 8. Joe Flacco in the shotgun. He steps back, looking, and he's got Todd Heap over the middle, down inside the 30 to the 31-yard line. I know I say inside when it should be past, but I'm used to it. Apologize. But another great play by Baltimore, and perhaps trying to make up for that interception. Joe Flacco looking to try and make a huge comeback here. 7 minutes to go, and he's sacked. And another sack. That puts, 10 on the day for this Cleveland defense? Man, it has been rough, as that offensive line for Baltimore has just been annihilated time and time again. 2nd and 15, throwing. He's got his tight end who drops it. Todd Heap unable to hold that one in, as Joe Flacco is stuck here with a 3rd and 15, 6:30 to go in this one. The Browns trying to hold on to that 5-point lead. There's a play-action pass. Joe Flacco, a good play there by Ray Rice to hold him back, and he's got it. Oh, man, Matthews almost, I thought I was having flashbacks to what happened earlier in the game, but Matthews was unable to hold the ball and that's going to bring up 4th down and 15. The Ravens forced to punt with 6:22 to go in the football game. Wow, it's been rough for the Ravens defense as they try and make something happen here. Or Ravens offense, my apologies. The Ravens defense has been spectacular, and they're looking to try and continue that way. The first quarter was a bit sketchy, 17-10, but a total of only 16 points between the two teams since then. Otto Graham, and there's a nice run, but a great stop by Michael Pierce, who has been all over this defense. 8 tackles and 4 sacks. Cleveland only 209 yards of total offense. That's including that outstanding first quarter. How has the Baltimore Ravens messed this up? Jim Brown takes it to the outside, and he'll get 5 yards. It looked like it was going to be more than that, but he just kept aiming towards the sideline, and that was a bad angle by the running back there, Jim Brown, as that brings up a 3rd and 7. About 5 minutes to go here in the game. Still plenty of time for Cleveland as they look on the screen, and that was a great setup screen, and he won't make it. Will they punt the football? That's 4th and 1, and they should. As they, under 5 minutes now, 4:45 and counting. The Cleveland Browns looking to punt the ball as Otto Graham looking to send it deep. And that he does. An excellent punt here, and it goes out the back of the end zone, and the Ravens will have the ball at the 20. So this is a very, very important drive now. Down by 5, 4:34 to go. You can't score another field goal. You need a touchdown. Ray Rice with the nice catch, and he takes it just almost to the 40-yard line. A great play there on 1st down, and Cleveland clearly wasn't expecting it. Joe Flacco in the shotgun at the 35-yard line. And he fakes the handoff, looking to try and throw the football. He can't afford another sack. Oh, man. Myles Garrett, 30.5 sacks. That puts Cleveland at 11 sacks in this game. Man, their defensive line isn't even that impressive, and they are just clobbering this offensive line. Joe Flacco looking, and he's got a man, and Walton's got it 1st down. A nice pitch and catch there, and just like that, the Ravens get the 1st down. Walton has 100 yards receiving on the day, which is very impressive, all things considered. Joe Flacco in the shotgun, looking, he's got time. Great protection, throwing, and he's got it to Todd Heap. Did he keep his feet down? He did. 1st and 10 at the 20. Go the Ravens. Offset I formation as the Ravens driving here. They can't afford to kick a field goal. Not with this little time remaining. Tosses it, and he's got it to his receiver. That puts Joe Flacco at 400 yards passing. But those 4 interceptions have been what's keeping the Cleveland Browns alive. Joe Flacco stepping back, throws it, and he's got it to Walton, who has been amazing. And that'll reach the 2-minute warning, I believe. Yep, 2 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. 5 points separating these two teams. The Ravens inside the 10 on 1st and goal. They cannot afford a turnover or a field goal. They need to score a touchdown. Throwing it. He's got it to his tight end, who breaks a tackle, but he's down inside the 4, or down inside the 5 to the 4. Joe Flacco, single backfield. Steps back, throwing it, and he's got it. Touchdown! And the Baltimore Ravens take the lead. And that'll put the Ravens up by 1. They have to go for 2 because obviously 1 extra point won't mean anything. They want to go up by a field goal, and if the Browns can force overtime, that'll still give them a shot to win. Flacco looking, he's got it, and he's got it to his receiver for the 2-pointer, and that puts the Ravens up by 3. Wow, what a game And that puts the Ravens up by just 3 points in this one. Anything can still happen in this football game, as here comes the kick. 1:43, 2 timeouts for Cleveland. They did lose a timeout on a failed challenge. And down to the 24-yard line is the Cleveland Browns, and that's where they'll start the drive. A crazy, crazy game so far, full of highlight reel plays, but still 27-24. Otto Graham stepping back, looking. He's got time. Excellent protection. Throws it to Njoku, and he gets it for 3 yards. Not much going on that play there. And now, here comes the Cleveland Browns. 2nd down and 7. 1 minute and 35 seconds to go. 2 backs backfield. Stepping back is Otto Graham. Looking, he's got time. And he throws it out of bounds. This is a big 3rd down and 7 here. 1 minute 31 to go. Can the Browns capitalize? Single backfield. Otto Graham looking, he's got a man, Njoku, and he takes it, and it will be stopped short. The Browns call a timeout to talk over this 4th down conversion. The game is on the line. If they miss this, the Baltimore Ravens win. Here comes Otto Graham looking, tossing, and he's got it to Ozzie Newsome, 1st down. The game not yet over. And here comes the Browns. And there comes Otto Graham looking. He's got a man, and he takes it past the 45 to the 46. A minute to go here in the 4th quarter. Still anyone's ball game. Cleveland looking. Otto Graham, he's got a man, and he takes it to his running back, who passes the 50-yard line into Baltimore territory. Otto Graham still looking to try and get something going here. And it looks like he'll spike it with 44 seconds to go from their own 48-yard line, which will bring up a 2nd down and 10. 2nd and 10 for Cleveland. Looking, they run the football. Why would they run the football? I don't know, but he gains 7 yards out of it. But the clock continues to run here because they goddamn ran the football for whatever reason. In the shotgun, Otto Graham looking to try and not lose the game. But instead he sacks for those very 8 yards that they just gained, bringing up a 4th down. And they're going to kick a field goal to tie the game. Holy shit, what the fuck are you doing? That is a 66-yard field goal, looking for the record. But he is Lou Groza. If anyone could do it, it's the best kicker of all time. And then they're going to go for it. They hijinxed me. What? I was looking forward to that kick. You gotta be kidding me. Throws it. And he's got it to Warfield, who drops the ball, and Baltimore wins. They should have just kicked the field goal and seen if they could get it. But instead they get greedy and go for the 1st down. The Baltimore Ravens will hold on to survive this game. Wow. I've got to say that this game was absolutely fun to watch. And if you guys liked it too, make sure you click that thumbs up button down below for me. I really do appreciate it. Man, what an exciting game. And we've got more where that came from. If you subscribe, you can be notified whenever more all-time Team Madden 18 franchise episodes come out. I'll also be updating soon enough. I'll start breaking these games down and releasing really short versions of them where you can see all the big highlights, but that won't be for a minute. So an exciting game, to say the least, from the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. But the Ravens are able to hold in there. Joe Flacco, 417 yards passing. It was just terrific. And we'll see you next time.